Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Vinaxius and you're playing Hearthstone Arena Into the Pit. Alright, I have been off of this for like a day and I'm very excited to be jumping back into it because this Druid deck is one that I'm pretty happy with in comparison to the recent drafts that we've been getting. I feel like it is going to take us positive, which is something that I always hope for, but this time I am relatively confident about. And that's always a good feeling to have. Obviously, an Ironbark Treant is not the best thing to have in your opening hand. Hopefully we'll be seeing it again at some point. Or the opponent will be dead before he becomes useful. One of the two. We're against a Paladin. Paladins scare me with a Blessing of Kings and doubling a minion's attack and stuff like that. I gotta say, I'm quite intimidated by that. Just one of those crazy combos that I now have a vivid memory of. Basically, I remember all the moments when I make peculiar sounds. With 3 mana here, I don't know what I want to do. I think it is fair to deal with the Mad Bomber in this fashion. And turn 4 will give us a 4/6 Twilight Drake, which is a decent enough play. I don't have any cards that are particularly aggressive, so Sword of Justice is a really cool card though. I think it is, it's a unique weapon, absolutely. There are not really any other weapons with this sort of effect. There's like Gorehowl, which is also an interesting card to have. I think the Paladin can make some good stuff happen with this. Yeah. Spellbreaker was a decent play out of him. However, I think it's an okay trade to have that happen. In exchange, and we'll go for a Chillwind Yeti here. I was debating Harvest Golem and Shapeshift because my compulsive instincts required me to spend all of my mana in a single turn, which did not happen, which is also fine. Honestly, Mark of the Wild might be a good play here. Maybe not anymore because it's a 5/7. If I Starfire it, that's 2 damage. I could silence it. Let's silence. Make that into a 4/6. Do a Mark of the Wild. Turn our Yeti into a 6/7 taunt. We kill the Spiteful Smith, and we will use our remaining 2 mana on a hero power. Next turn we can play a Corehound or a Starfire or Windfree Harpy, or maybe a Harvest Golem on whatever we top deck, or maybe a Harvest Golem and hero power, although I do not see a situation in which I would prefer to do that instead of summon one of my larger creatures. He coins as well, what else is he gonna bring out? Alright, that's pretty scary. Let's see. Obviously, I do want to get rid of the Cult Master first. I'm trying to think of how we do this most efficiently. Obviously, with all this threat that's out there, I do not want to play a Corehound right now. We could Starfire something, but I think you're right. We'll Starfire the Cult Master. We got a swipe, which is good. We'll make some exchanges here. That's all our mana. But next turn, if he swings with the Worgen Infiltrator, I have an Ironbeak Owl to kill it, and that would be a favorable trade for me. I have Swipe to deal with if he spams a bunch of other minions or has something that is worth dealing 4 damage to. And next turn, I am very tempted to do like a crazy Wind Fury Harpy Mark of the Wild sort of thing. We shall see.
Reporting for duty.
I think this is worth a swipe. We go like that, we get rid of 3 minions and leave the Novice Engineer with 1 health. We'll spend 3 mana on a Harvest Golem and we will end our turn. Next turn, with 9 mana, we could do a Core Hound in Mark of the Wild, which would be a lot of fun. We'll see what he brings out. Ew. Slightly less tempting at this point. I think what I'll do is I'll have enough for Mark of the Wild on the Harvest Golem, which I'll do. This will hopefully force him to use the Ravenholdt Assassin on it, which would prove to be unfavorable for him. And we'll play out Corehound does 9, the Harpy does 8, same amount of health. We'll pull out the Corehound here because I don't want to claw anything. And next turn we will be spending all of our cards in all likelihood because we can. Oh, he has so many Spellbreakers. It's very frustrating. Absolutely, I think it's worth it to claw and Hero Power and get rid of the Spellbreaker now. We'll see what he chooses to do with the Ravenholdt Assassin. Straight up trade, I'll take it. Alright. Flesh-Eating Ghoul will enhance the effects of our claw. We're going to be delaying the Wind Fury Harpy with this, but it allows us to get a bit of control. It puts a little bit of it on the board, and Wind Fury Harpy will come out next turn. And hopefully the Paladin expends some of his 2 cards dealing with my 2 smaller minions. Maybe not, we will see. Honestly, if he were to just straight up swing with the Dark Iron Dwarf, I wouldn't really have... well, now I would totally have a solution for it, so... yeah. That's a good decision of him to just straight up trade that. Obviously, we will exchange the Dragon for the Dread Corsair. I have enough to do, like, everything here. So I figure let's do everything. Wind Fury Harpy is definitely worth giving the taunt and stuff too, especially when I get rid of the Dark Iron Dwarf without damaging the Harpy herself. A 6/7 Wind Fury taunt is going to be pretty scary. We'll see what our Paladin friend decides to do here. At this point in time, things are looking alright though.
Reporting for duty.
It is sort of uncomfortable that we're both on our top decking phase of the game. Obviously I'm just going to swing in for him. I'll swipe the Blade Master. And with nothing left to do with our mana, I guess I can Hero Power and go hit him for a little bit of damage. I feel that the Wind Fury Harpy wouldn't have died even if he swung, I guess. Would it have? No, he just summoned his, yeah, he just summoned his Hero Power creature, and that 1 damage would have made the difference there. Good game, though. It definitely, it was a slow process putting the game into my advantage, and it was mostly me straight up drawing better cards. And I think I used most of them pretty effectively. I can't think of any misplays at this current point in time, so that makes me a little bit confident. Shaman are also scary with gigantic overload things. Going first, obviously I do not want any of these. Although Nourish would be a great turn 5 play, having a strong early game start is probably preferable for me.
My greeting.
I doubt that we will get to turn 4 without spending any mana here. It depends on what the Shaman does, of course. If he does a lot of aggressive plays, though, I have to meet it head-on with plays of my own, for sure. Yeah, let's not worry about the Twilight Drake not having a lot of health, because I would prefer if I could get some early game presence. We shall see what happens here. A Wrath of Air Totem is actually scary. Reason being that it makes his Lightning Bolt do 1 more damage, it makes his Lava Burst and Lightning Storm, and everything of his will do more damage, and that's sort of a scary proposition for me. If we can save Mark of the Wild for Wind Fairy Harpy again, I would love that, but it's probably worth using on the Twilight Drake as well. I say we play out the Twilight Drake right now. It becomes a 4/6, which seems to be the best possible so far without having any additional card draw or anything.
Locked and loaded.
Oh, okay. That's a little bit frustrating, but he is going to have to deal with a 6/8 taunt this turn, which is a good deal for me. I don't want to use my Iron Owl. I think it is worth saving to use to silence something scary coming from the Shaman side. And our turn 6, 7, and 8 plays are going to at least get us some big things on the field. I would argue that hexing the Twilight Drake is probably worth it. Now with the hex down, however, I can play Wind Fairy Harpy this turn, Corehound next turn, Ironbark Protector the turn after, and we have a Nourish which can draw us 3 cards if we use it for that purpose, which we probably would, because at that point we will be at 9 mana, and gaining 2 mana crystals will not be worth it. Oh, that is very unfortunate. Especially because I take 9 damage as a result of that as well. That's pretty painful. Corehound will take 3 damage. Let's play it out, we'll see what happens. The Shaman has a lot of cards in his hand still, and so I'm gonna predict that he is going to have an answer to the Corehound. Hopefully it'll be one of a Hex if he has it, or a Lava Burst or something, because that'll make my Ironbark Protector be safer as we continue onward here. He's going to do something, I'm sure. Shield Mast is a decent enough play. Flesh-Eating Ghoul is also a scary card. I think it is definitely worth swiping here. It kinda sucks, but I am going to target the Flesh-Eating Ghoul with my swipe. Reason being that it will not gain any benefit and deal more damage to me than it has to. I'm gonna be cute here. I'm gonna do Hero Power, we'll Iron Beak Owl that. 9 damage straight up on your Shaman, and hook down the Iron Furge Rifleman. Our health is very even, which is kind of scary, but I'll have an Ironbark Protector next turn in all likelihood, which will keep me relatively safe. Here's hoping. Ooh, the Manatide Totem is something I would love to deal with at this point as well. He is going to kill the Ironbeak Owl there, which is it's a smart trade, I think. That Manatide is a big problem for me. But yeah, I don't see anything better to do than to Ironbark Protector here for sure. I think it is worth it to Innervate into Harvest Golem. And then next turn, I will be able to Hero Power and kill the Manatide Totem with the Harvest Golem instead of using my 8 damage on the Ironbark Protector, or, that being said, with 3 extra damage, I can totally withhold that and go straight for the kill. We'll see what happens. If we don't top deck anything that I like next turn, I can obviously Nourish, draw 3 cards, hopefully one of them becomes useful. Because if it's useful, then it's a good thing. Looks like the Shaman was not able to play any taunts or anything though, and so that is going to be a victory for myself as well. We both had a lot of cards though, I think it could have easily gone either way. It's a good game to him. We got a quest done, which is fantastic, and we'll probably do one more game in this video here. Things are looking up so far. We're 3-0. Like I have stated in previous videos, so the 4-win mark is when things seem to get really tough for me and I'm up against really powerful decks as well. It's really, really strange. I have not seen a legendary played yet in these 3 games of our arena. And in our previous run with our
Malfurion versus
Warlock?
Gul'dan.
Yeah, with our Warlock, almost everybody had a legendary that they played, and it made me really, it made me not a happy camper. We see Ancient of War for the first time, I believe, but him being in our opening hand is once again not necessarily the best thing to have. Ooh. That's sort of scary. If I play out the Fairy Dragon here, we will exchange, but then my turn 2 will leave me with nothing to do except for hero power, so I am going to end my turn and take the 3 damage from the Warlock. Have I said hello yet?
My greeting.
Just in case I haven't, I will say hello.
I greet you.
And hopefully, with that single initiative damage, he will decide not to kill my Fairy Dragon right now, leaving me to play my Flesh-Eating Ghoul and get a +2 attack on it right off the bat with an exchange of my own. I would be willing to take 3 extra damage for that, I think. Maybe not, now that I think about it, but we shall see. Obviously, the Fairy Dragon is going to have to attack the Voidwalker this turn. Might it be more worth it to play the Torn Warrior? I don't think so. Well, that gives us the solution we were looking for. We'll exchange there, except we don't actually exchange because the Fairy Dragon stays alive. We'll play out a Claw, get rid of the Flame Imp, and we have a scary 4/3 Flesh-Eating Ghoul, and we still have a Fairy Dragon with 1 health on our side too, which is fantastic. At this point, I think I would be comfortable with using a Mark of the Wild on the Flesh-Eating Ghoul as well. We'll see if he gets silenced this turn or not. The 4/7 Twilight Drake is obviously scary, and he decides to Soulfire, which is unfortunate for me. I could play out a Twilight Drake of my own, that would be a 4/5, which would mean that it would survive, but I don't know about that. Our turn 5 leaves us with a Starfire and a Windfury Harpy, neither of which are super useful for us. Let's do it. Play out the Twilight Drake, we'll swing at the Warlock, we'll see what happens. 4 damage isn't hopefully going to be the end of us here.
Why do you call?
Obviously the Voidwalker is sort of annoying. Novice Engineer's a nice drop for the crap. Oh, these Blood Imps, man. They're going to be the death of me here. Alright. We will kill the Voidwalker with our Twilight Drake. And now we have to think. Torn Warrior is a fine play to have. Claw will do nothing for us here. Mark of the Wild on our Twilight Drake may be decent enough. Yeah, let's get some more taunts on the board here, and we will swing at the Warlock with our Fairy Dragon. Next turn, I will in all likelihood Starfire, that's 5 damage. Wow! So many Blood Imps! Holy crap! Blood Imps, man. The Warlock happens to be making good use of them here. Having 2 Blood Imps is fantastic for sure as well, because then most classes except for mages with Blizzard don't have a single card answer for 2 Blood Imps on the field at the same time. Because for me, swipe, I do 1 damage, I bring them both down to 1 health, and I'll need like another swipe or something to deal with it. Ouch. Is he going to go for the kill on the Twilight Drake with something here? This changes my plan of using Starfire, I think, because now it only has 3 health. Yeah, I think he's going to go for the kill here.
Who dares summon me?
Ooh. Goodness gracious, this is very aggressive. I will Starfire you. I draw an Ironback Protector, which is fine. I'll kill that because it will deal more damage. And I'll end my turn next turn with 7 mana. I will Wind Fury Harpy, probably. Ooh, this is kind of bad, actually. I don't want to take free damage this turn. River Croclus gives me an out. Okay, that's good. River Croclus, Claw, Hero Power.
For the wild.
Kill the Twilight Drake, for sure. And because I want to take as little damage as possible, I'm going to give my Croclus +2/+2 and taunt. And we'll see what he does as a result. He can get this thing killed by attacking with Blood Imp and then following it up with the Ghoul. But he's going to life tap, try to draw something that would be more in his favor. We'll see what it is. Oh, okay. That's unfortunate as well. So I end up taking 4 damage, 5 damage this turn. 2 things have died. Ouch! Ironback Protector will be our play here. He will be taking 5 damage from the Flesh-Eating Ghoul, which is unfortunate. Maybe I should have swiped and I would have been better off with that. We'll see. Because now, he's not just going to sit back with the Flesh-Eating Ghoul and take 8 damage next turn, so he's going to be taking action of some sort. And using Swipe may have prevented me losing 5 health on my Ironback Protector right off the bat. We'll see. I think either way there would be potential consequences.
Possibilities.
He's already played 1 charge creature, but Warlock isn't like super well known for charge. So I think I would have been safe to swipe the Flesh-Eating Ghoul. Obviously he does not have one specific best option for himself either. He's gonna have to do something though. Time's running out. You have 9 mana. You should make a play here. Okay.
Possibility.
Well, that was not what I was expecting to happen. I guess I'll play Windfield Harpy and swing at him. Like, did he just AFK or something? Did he resign himself to defeat? I don't know.
Almost out of time.
Did he disconnect? Well, I don't feel particularly amazing about this, if that's the case. Because it shifted to his turn, he drew a card, and then time instantly ran out. Oh. That's really unfortunate for him. Well, I guess it'll be my victory. I feel like at the point where the Warlock disconnected, it could have very easily swung in either side's favor. And so, gosh, it's a very awkward note to end this video at, but we're 4-0, and that's not a bad thing. So I would like to thank you very much for watching and for joining me on this journey. I appreciate your support and for the time you've taken to just enjoy some Hearthstone Arena with me. I'll see you next time.